Welcome everybody to Fade to Obsidian. I am Skipper, joined as always by Crescent, and this week we have Bobbin and Yogi joining us. Welcome, guys, for a very exciting episode. Sons of Ares Volume 2. It's like it's a real episode. We haven't done a real episode in what feels like forever. Hey!
Books?
We have books! We read
We
books!
read comic books?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, so we've got a returning guest in Yogi, and then for the very first time ever, Bobbin.
Well,
super glad to have you on.
Yeah.
Excited to be on.
Bobbin, you're probably my most named person when I'm playing Sims or live streaming, but I'm like, and Bobbin says, and so now all our viewers will know who Bobbin is.
A little bit obsessed with The Sims.
I love it. It's great. Well, introduce yourself. Who are you? Why are you Bobbin? How did you find Red Rising? And what are you drinking?
All right. In order. I'm Bobbin. I'm Bobbin due to my love of sewing. I answered in the Howler questionnaire, the name survey thing, that as one of my hobbies, I like sewing. And then there was a question of the day where I brought it up again. I don't remember. I think it was like something you do after a stressful day to relax. And I like to sew. I find it relaxing as long as nothing's like breaking or snaring or anything. I found Red Rising through my cousin. She kept recommending it to me, and she kept recommending it to everyone because she wanted someone to talk about it with. She actually told her sister that she would pay her to read it. I did not get that same offer. I had to read it for free, but fine, I read it.
Scam.
I know, right? But she had been recommending it for months. And then I recommended a different series to her, and she started reading it and texted me a couple weeks later. So I was like, crap, I should probably read the book she's recommending now too. And then it took me a while to get into it, but I was actually on vacation with her at Universal Studios. And when we were in line for all the rides, everyone was on their phone. So I was like, all right, I'll give this book a try again. And so I was reading it on my phone in the lines, just couple minutes that we were in line for the rides, and that was what got me hooked on it then. It all started to get really good. And then I finished it on the airplane ride home. And then the second I could turn on Wi-Fi, the second the wheels were on the ground and I could turn it on again, I bought the rest of the books.
Nice.
Yes. So I was like, sorry that I didn't read this sooner. I should have trusted you.
Nice. That's hilarious. I'm in between rides, such short bursts. I don't know if I could do that. I feel like I need more concentrated. So good on you for that.
Just go to Disneyland or something then.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, longer lines.
Yeah, way longer lines.
No, that's when you Genie Plus it or whatever they call it nowadays. Just skip those. Pay to skip.
Apparently it's still 20 minutes a line.
Yeah.
You couldn't pay me to go.
That's wild. And it's the slow season.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Oh, I didn't know it was that bad.
Winter.
Yeah, that's when us Canadians go. We're trying to retreat. We're trying to run away. What are you drinking, Bobbin?
Yeah. So I'm not a big drinker, so I just have a chai tea. But I'm using my Skipping Crescent in the morning.
Hell yeah.
And Bobbin, you have one of the special ones that got your name on it.
I love it.
Nice.
So
that's what I exclusively drink my coffee out of now.
Really? It's too small
It's
for
my
me,
favorite.
if we're being honest. I need a bigger.
My
Keurig only does up to 12 ounce.
So
it's perfect.
Nice. All right, Yogi, what do you have? What are you drinking?
I have unspecified wine that was cheap.
Nice. That's what I like to
I'll
hear.
take your $8 bottle of wine, please.
Yeah.
Oh, cheaper than that.
Nice.
Not even a Peralta special. Get like that.
Yeah, we due to some global political events, I don't keep a lot of liquor in the house for the next 4 years. So, cheap wine.
It works. Nice.
It works in my head. Don't question it.
Yeah. Never. I would never question.
We don't all day. I'm not.
Yeah. We don't judge what people drink on this, whether or not you're drinking water, a weird concoction. We just expect you to have something to stay hydrated. Yeah.
This is water. This is not full of wine.
That's mine looks like the wine bottle. It's supposed to hold a bottle of wine, and it's always water. I swear. most of the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crescent, what do you have?
I've got Great West Light
Mm,
because it's in my house and it's not whiskey.
there you go.
And you're trapped, so.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like I do have
Oh,
too many,
yeah.
well, just enough bottles of whiskey. One less than enough bottles of whiskey. But I'm not feeling entirely well, so I'm not drinking whiskey.
Fair. I
Well,
actually
maybe I
made
should.
a cocktail, which is rare for
Oh.
me, but it's because I found all my alcohol. My dad he didn't hide it. Like, that sounds like he hid the alcohol from a child, but there was too much of it at my birthday in April, and he boxed it up and put it somewhere undisclosed. And then yesterday I was like, where did all my alcohol go? So I have a hot melon gin. We love hot car melon gin. From the time I left a bottle of gin in my car for 2 years without me knowing it was there. So it's hot car melon gin, Saint Germain, some lemon juice, and Sprite in my cup that I got from last night at the Eras tour, which was the cup that just kept on giving because it's so big that I drank all the contents, and by halfway through the show, when I needed, like, because I was so parched from yelling, it had basically, the ice had melted it and it had refilled itself. So it was the cup that kept on giving. So I have that. Yeah, there we go. So I'm the only one cocktail, which is rare. Normally it's the opposite. All right. Well, we are here to discuss Sons of Ares Volume 2 without really an agenda. I'm going to start out by going, when did everyone pick up Volume 2? Like, are you somebody who read it directly after Volume 1? Or did you have to wait? And original, if you can think way back, what were your first thoughts on Volume 2? Oh, and I'm also going to say we're doing full Lightbringer spoilers. I don't care anymore.
Okay.
Full Lightbringer spoilers.
Yeah, it's been over a year.
Yeah.
I think for me, it's like I read the first volume and then I was like, oh, why am I getting a notice years later that Volume 3 was out? I didn't know there was a Volume 2. And I just read Volumes 2 and 3 back to back. And I was like, oh, okay, there's some stuff going on there, and glad I read that. I think I read Did Volume 3 come out before Lightbringer? Last year's.
Yes, Volume 3 was
long
out
year.
before Lightbringer.
Just a couple
Yeah.
months.
Yeah, so I read Volume 3, and I was like, okay, I'm ready for Lightbringer, and then I was like, oh, okay, some stuff makes a lot more sense in Lightbringer. I insisted to some friends, like, hey, you might wanna do that before you get to Lightbringer, and I was right.
There you go. Nice.
I read them all like as the volumes were coming out, not the issues, but every volume as it came out, I read it. So I really don't remember my initial thoughts aside from I do remember being thrilled to see like all the colors, which with the glare on my screen, it's not
I
great.
can pull it
But
up on I'll throw up a picture as well when we're editing here.
okay.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
I can't even. I
I
saw it
remember
today.
being thrilled.
See if I can get to the right page. There, yeah, you got it.
I'm a visual person, so seeing things like that just always really makes me happy.
Yeah. For sure. Crescent, do you remember?
So I bought 1 and 2 together when 2 came out. And then it took me like legitimately years to get through both of them. I don't know why. It's like completely for no reason. They were sitting on my bookshelf in plain view. I'm just bad.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, I didn't find anything like super groundbreaking in them because, I mean, like, we kind of knew Fitchner's backstory, broad strokes, but still good.
Yeah. I think I have a confession to make, which is my note 1 here. So I read the issues when they were coming out for Volume 1. When they were coming out as issues. So that's, I don't know if you can see behind me, you can see the individual in both versions. the issues. So I like was on top of volume 1. And then volume 2 came out, and I definitely bought it and kept it in the plastic until volume 3 came out, in which I went, "Oh, I should read this." And definitely I've read volume 3. I read this today. I don't think I've read this before. I was like, none of this is, I don't remember a single thing. So maybe I had read it and completely blocked it out. But I'm also going through and I was like, I know I kept it in the plastic until I think we recorded the volume 1 issue, and I pulled it out to be in the background. I don't think I had read it before today. So, yep, that's...
Well, tell us your thoughts.
Okay, well, I said I made 4 notes on my phone. Number 1 is, I don't think I've read this before. Number 2 was, no child is safe. This whole book seems to be about, like, we're just gonna kidnap kids and maybe kill a baby and definitely kill somebody who's, like, a child. Well, an adult child, but still. Number 3, I picked up that, and we'll go through all of these more in depth, but these were like, this is my initial reaction. Number 3 is the fact that Severo's aunt calls him Goblin. Like, this poor kid. It's not even your dad.
Yeah.
Your aunt the whole time is like, well, Goblin. I'm like, okay. And then number 4 was interesting, the relationship of Quicksilver and Fitchner. I did find that a little bit, I like seeing their background because that's kind of the part that we're missing in the backstory. But those are my 4 notes from today as I read through for what I think is the first time that I was like, this is entirely new.
His face in some of these panels is like, yeah, no, that's a face a mother could love.
That is accurate.
For Severo?
Deeply accurate.
Yeah. Like the one where he's
Well,
getting
and
held
too, honestly.
by the nurse is just like,
yeah. Poor nanny.
Also, I want to touch on your point number 2.
Yes.
None of the children felt safe, but they were, in fact, mostly safe.
I don't think that
Only the
one was
one died.
safe. Only the one died. Yes.
Only the one died.
All of them are well loved, but like we're not apparently above killing babies in this. Like,
I mean,
Yeah, some of them.
spoilers
Some of them are
for
not.
second arc of books, I guess.
that's true. Even the gala, I guess, in Golden Sun, all of the
Yeah.
kids died. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
All
yikes
right.
for me, dog.
Yeah.
Just assume all those kids would grow up to be jerks, and then it's easier.
Perfect. But yeah, let's get into it. So this one does start us off kind of where the last one picks up. Severo as a baby. We've lost Bryn. I greatly appreciated Fitchner trying to find a nanny. I thought that was hilarious. Of like all the different
Fitchner, the hiring manager.
The teeth song.
Yeah.
You don't need to sing.
I really want to hear that song though.
somebody.
Oh no, I read this years ago, but I saw my library had the graphic audio version. I was like, oh, I'm gonna listen to that. And the guy sings the teeth song. And I was like, yeah,
I have
I'm
the graphic
surprised.
audio.
Can you do
Yeah,
that?
I'm surprised
Your own
Fitch didn't kill that
rendition.
guy in his living room.
Oh my gosh! Well, now I need to listen
I think
to
you
it.
need
I
a
haven't.
edition of it now.
Yeah, somebody
Oh,
sing us the
this
teeth
is
song.
not strong enough.
Okay.
That's our next Instagram contest. Everyone submit your version of the teeth song.
Prostitute.
Oh,
Song.
kitty!
Oh.
She wants to hear the teeth song. Please, Yogi.
Yes.
Oh.
We know you think all animals are jerks, but please just do it for the cat.
Not all animals, just the ones who are my coworkers sometimes.
Okay. Fair.
And
For
all
those who are
primates.
tuned
We all
in and
have- we
don't
all have
know,
bad
Yogi
coworkers.
is a zookeeper and likes to tell us all the different animal stories. Don't trust any animal.
Yeah, no, that's the easiest thing. Don't trust any of them. Like a dog, sure, but they're domesticated. Unless it's like a Chihuahua, then don't trust them.
Oh,
Oh
jeez.
yeah.
Oh, they
Yeah.
bite people way more than any other dog. Just people don't report it.
I
It's
believe that.
embarrassing.
Yeah. But yeah, back to the teeth song. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I loved seeing the like home life. That's what I think I really like about volume 1 and
Yeah.
volume 2 is seeing the home life of Fitchner and like what that looks like. And Rihanna, am I gonna pronounce her name right? I'm just gonna call her Rihanna. The aunt, and like how she's still kicking
Yeah.
around. I greatly appreciate that.
Like, and actually just seeing like how these people actually live, like in the city and not like on a spaceship or a crumbling castle or military base. It's like, yeah, there's. I just never thought about Fitchner having a couch. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like,
He
oh yeah, I
he's
guess,
perpetually lived in Castle Mars,
yeah,
sleeping
like
on the stone floor.
it, like they can do whatever they want with their space bucks, but it's just like I just assumed it wasn't like normal,
Yeah.
if that makes any sense. Like, I don't know, maybe like went into the woods and found some logs, drug them into wherever his house was, and like, yeah, that's good enough.
Yeah. Rather than it seems to have, I think it's like a simple apartment. Like it's not even really
Yeah,
a house, is how I'm
Mhm.
interpreting it.
but still, it's just kind of. He was married, and it's just like she probably would be like, "Hey, you need a place to sit." Like, come on.
Yeah, Fitchner wouldn't think about guests. It's 100%
There's
that
one.
other people's got to be
Kitchener's like, we have a perfectly good floor.
yeah.
There's a chair.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh my god.
Cuts a little
A
nook
lot.
into the wall with his razor. There,
It's
now it's a
functional.
chair.
Yeah, does Severo have toys? This is the question of like,
He's
has
got a
he
wolf
thought?
paw.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's true.
Which,
One toy.
yeah,
One toy.
it explains a lot though.
Yeah, because he's the
At
first
what
to.
age do we think Severo gets his first knife?
Oh, I think he already has one. I think he's 4 months in this. I think he's already got a knife. He's got to learn how
I'd
to.
see it.
He's got to learn how to
Maybe like the
defend himself
paw
in the
has
crib.
one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just like
Oh,
the
yeah.
claws of the paw.
But I don't think he makes it to one without a knife. But
Yeah.
neat.
Defend himself.
Ask Pierce when he got his first knife. I don't know.
The very important things.
I mean, first sharp knife versus first dull knife, or does he know a dull knife exists? I don't know.
Yeah, would Fitchner
Like, does he
allow
know?
him around a dull knife?
Yeah, like does he know what a butter knife is? I don't know.
All the questions.
His butter is the most easily cut butter in the solar system.
I mean, it could always have like 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 a little bit above room temperature warming
Mhm.
plates for butter. Just so like you put it on bread, don't even have to melt. It's like boom,
There you
melts.
go.
That'd be fantastic. Great use
Yep.
of technology.
Yeah. I never thought of like there would be weird other technology that's making their lives a lot easier. Like Roombas are definitely in use in this.
Hopefully, like
I mean, we do kind of see one
Oh, when Sophocles.
Yeah.
when Silax dies.
yeah.
Oh, then yeah. I was thinking in the books.
I mean, yeah, the drone that sprays Sophocles, yeah.
Yeah, but you're right. In this, that's jumping ahead. But yeah, when we see the what's his name, Silax?
Silax.
I don't know. I'm new to
Yeah.
this.
Oh yeah, when the cleaning robot on the street, it's just like, oh yeah, it's just normal cleaning robot for dead bodies. That's totally fine.
Yeah.
But and if those are like cheap in that day and age, like put them in the home. Hopefully not for that many dead bodies, but just like it probably does a good job on like
Yeah,
bathrooms and stuff.
Depends on the color of the home, I suppose.
Yep.
Uh,
All right. Well, moving on from home life. So let's get into Quicksilver and Fitchner's relationship. We kind of start this one, and Quick is kind of actually trying to get out of it. He's like, you are too much
Yeah.
of a liability. What are our thoughts on that one? How it ties to future, how it ties to past? Are we shocked?
So this was like really good timing for me because I've been listening to the graphic audios. I've been trying to listen to them as they come out, but I've been very far behind, so I'm still on Morningstar Part 1. But like just yesterday as I was folding my laundry was when I was getting to all of the like they find Quicksilver and discover that he's a son and like helped found the Rising and everything. And then today I was reading this, I was like, oh yeah, that's what happens in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's he is like a savvy business person. It's like, hey, this person's kind of off the chain. He has a monster in the society as a kid. He did illegal breeding. It's like a little distance probably is the best financial move.
Yeah.
But he also doesn't realize how crazy Fitchner is yet. Like,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I mean, he's also a good asset because it's just like, he's crazy, but I got this big weight I can use to get him to do whatever I kind of want him to do if I need him to.
Mhm.
But he might
Yeah,
bite me.
Yeah, definitely willing to do all the shit that Quicksilver doesn't want to have to pay for every time.
Yeah.
Hired knife stuff.
Yeah. So also having a dude who will go on a couple month long trip for you, so you don't have to. That's a good value.
Mm-hmm.
Take it.
Yeah, for sure. Especially if he's salary.
Such a ripoff. Gotta be hourly for that.
Mm-hmm. Yep, hourly plus LOA.
Yeah.
The other day in the den, there was a whole discussion about HR practices in the Red Rising world, and does HR exist? And this just makes me think of it again of like, what does Quick's HR department look like? What is his like? What are his coppers doing?
He doesn't have coppers. He just has kiosks.
Oh,
Automated kiosks.
Mm.
There's no interpretation there.
no, it's all cut and dry.
Yeah, I mean, you could just have a room with a couple of obsidians in it that you go into,
Yeah.
solve the problem there.
HR, Hergla Ragnar.
Yeah, I know. I got a buddy who works HR at a very large company that a lot of people use. Yeah, there's a lot of wage stuff going on right now. So in the future, hopefully there isn't. But Quicksilver's really rich. Maybe that's how you get rich.
Yeah. Well, and Quick clearly is somebody, we know this already, that he's basically elevated himself to gold status. And we see in this that he's like full, like ordering golds around. So yeah, you get there somehow. And Lightbringer, we figure out exactly how. But he is not one to mince words and will do whatever he can to put himself at the top and hold the top, which I think then is where we get these things of he doesn't want to tie himself to Fitchner, tries to get Fitchner to calm down. That goes the opposite of Fitchner does not calm down, but Quick is always out for what's best for himself, I think long term, but has got himself, even as we see it here, to a point that he can order golds around as if he is one, which is interesting.
Money talks.
Money definitely talks.
Fortunately.
Yeah. I kind of find it interesting, and I mean, pretty unsurprising that Quicksilver is not like all in from the go. Like he's kind of up at the top of society already. Like not super invested in breaking down the hierarchy. And then Fitchner, being a psychopath. Like, no, I don't want this. Stop.
Yeah.
I mean, he has his plan A is going on in the background of here, but
Mhm.
so this is like, hey, it could be just like, hey, this is a really good smokescreen for my main plan.
Yeah.
And if he just needs to throw money and let Fitchner take care of stuff for him. I mean, I don't know how much money Quicksilver has, but he really rich, so maybe it's
Uh,
just like pennies.
I believe that in Iron Gold, maybe
Mhm.
it says he's a quadrillion or a trillionaire.
Oh yeah, so then I think he gives Fitch 500 million credits. So yeah, that's nothing. Like that's probably like a couple of hours of
Yeah.
work. Jeez, oh my gosh. So many zeros. It's so unethical.
So
Mhm.
He's
I'm in the
potentially a
holidays. My
quadrillionaire.
Christmas tradition is that you find a billionaire and you traumatize them into being a good person.
Oh, are you
Yeah.
one of the ghosts of
Yeah,
Christmas?
the only Christmas tradition I think everyone should do is traumatize a rich person into being ethical. Christmas Carol, that's all we
Okay,
need to focus on.
Yeah.
perfect.
It in chapter 20 of Dark Age, Virginia references my electorate does not have trillionaires, much less a quadrillionaire benefactor, and I believe that quadrillionaire is in fact Quicksilver.
Yeah.
Because
That's
he's
horrifying.
because isn't he the richest man in the solar system? Isn't that like a
Yes.
thing?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean the difference between a million and a billion is so mind-boggling that like
Mhm.
Yeah.
going from even a billion to a trillion is you can't understand. Then throw quadrillion in there and it's like, "Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
Too much to
that's
comprehend.
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's gross. It's so gross."
Yeah.
Yeah. A million is like, a million days is, or a million seconds, sorry, is like 6 months, and a billion seconds is 31 years. A
Yeah.
quadrillion seconds is now 30 million years.
Yeah, it's just like
Like, what the
there's no reason
fuck?
to have that much money. Oh my
No,
god. Well,
No.
he does have a reason to have that much money, which we
that's
find out in
true.
Lightbringer.
Yes. He has worked his way up there for a reason. But at this, so what is the mission he gets sent on? It's to
Um,
hang out in the rim, right?
yeah, it's
Yeah,
to destabilize. We're jumping ahead a bit, but it's like, yeah,
Mhm.
destabilizing a new set of docks out in the rim so that the Raws don't have like the full control of spaceship production out there.
Yeah.
Then some other family's BS happens.
Mhm.
Jeez.
Yeah, which is very interesting. You did say we were jumping ahead. So before that, we get
Baby
the
hostage.
baby hostage, baby
What's his name
almost
again?
killed. Val
Mhm.
Narcissus?
Alvadron.
Drusus.
Versus
Drusus?
Alvadron.
Yeah.
Arden.
I mean, that kid's got multiple toys, you know.
that is a well-loved kid.
He's got
We see
a
that
chalice of a crib.
well, they make the
Yeah,
comment
that
that he
was
like
weird.
runs the family basically. He's like at 4 months
Mm-hmm.
he's running the family. So at the institute he'll be Primus or whatever. Like the
Mm-hmm.
context, I forget what it is. It's like at age 30 he'll be this great person because he runs the. It's like no, he's just spoiled.
Yeah, he'll be an
Mhm.
imperator
Yeah.
by 30.
That's what it is. Imperator by 30. It's like no, he's just spoiled, guys. Like
Yeah,
just chill.
classic golds.
But
Yeah.
that's to get
Also, that
back at the person who killed Bryn, correct?
yep, his buddy, oh, well, his old buddy, ex buddy, who I do like his at the beginning of the chapter. He's just like sitting at the table. Security alert goes off, and he just like stands up, like just very like, "What was that?" And because they shoot the gunshot into the ceiling of the baby's room, and he's like, "Oh, thanks," and he automatically knows it's Fitchner because of where it is. It's like, oh yeah, just a really awkward reunion with your friend, and they find you in a room with masked assailants. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, is it possibly even more weird after he killed Fitchner's wife? Like,
Yeah,
I
like how did
mean,
you
I
not
feel like
expect?
I feel like it's not so awkward at this point. It's more like expected.
yeah, I mean, I kind of think, like, I didn't think Fitchner was gonna go there. I thought he'd, like, oh, I'll just kill his wife. Like, cause just, like, eye for an eye kind of thing.
Mm.
But, yeah, I was like, oh, he went right to baby murder. That was a little further than I thought he would go, if I'm being honest.
Which is what Rihanna's reaction is too. Of like,
Yeah.
you said we were gonna hurt him, but this is different. Like this is
Yeah.
entirely different. Like she's very
I mean,
taken aback by it.
they could have just gone downstairs, like, lit up that dining room and left.
Yeah.
But, because, I mean, do they walk past it? Oh, yeah, they're literally watch outside the door. Like, they could have just lit them up right then.
Yeah.
But they're like, no, I'm gonna go shoot your kid in the face.
Yeah.
I mean, trying to add a little levity, but yeah, that was like, oh yeah, no, I can see Fitchner doing all the stuff he's about to do, and like, just reading this, it was like, oh yeah, the stuff he does in Volume 3. It's like, yeah, no, he'd do anything. Like, they made a monster when they killed his wife, and he'll just bury everyone to get his vengeance. It's interesting to watch, but holy crap, I'm glad he's fictional.
Yeah. For sure. Bobbin, any
Yeah.
thoughts on baby murder?
I mean,
Staunchly
it's a
against.
pretty dramatic. Like he went right up to 100 there.
Yeah.
Definitely glad that I don't know how to say the aunt's name. Rihanna,
I'm
whatever.
calling him Rihanna. Yeah.
Rihanna. Glad that she was there and that she foiled his plans, because that would have been really icky.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough to come back from that.
Yeah.
Out of curiosity,
Whatever.
this is just, and I don't think there's an answer to this unless we ask peers, unless I'm missing something. Sometimes Crescent picks up on these things that I do not know. This baby is the same age as Severo and we're on Mars, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this baby should be at this institute
He is never
in Red
named.
Rising. He's never named.
No, there is
Okay.
No, he has a name.
No.
No, but
like
in Red Rising.
In Red Rising.
Oh, yeah.
Like he's never mentioned again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's
I mean-
never any Al Varden mentioned.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like, with the things that happen at the end of the book, they might just be like, oh, they retired from society because murder.
Yeah.
So.
For sure. It was just interesting to me that I was thinking that through of like, is there a connection?
Yeah. I was gonna say, oh no, Severo didn't kill him in the passage, though that would have been like really like a nice, like, oh hey.
Well, that's who I honestly, because he kills Priam, doesn't he? Or we like,
Yeah.
it's like suggested that he killed Priam, and so it's like, is this actually Priam? Did Priam get a different name? Like that's who I was trying to like connect it to at the beginning of like that would be like a
That would have been
Like
pretty
Fitchner
cool.
set it up, so he's like, oh yeah, no, I'm gonna have my kid get my little bit
Yeah.
of revenge for me.
Can you imagine?
Would-
I can't stop
But-
it happening.
Like, it's like, I didn't kill him, my kid did. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
But-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Teenager on teenager murder. So much better.
So much better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know
Hey,
why
they
I'm like freaking out over kid murder in this or like adult child murder when we've already gone through teenager on teenager murder in this series.
I mean, if they ever make an adaptation of it, which if they do, they should probably just animate it so you don't have to pay actors to like kill other kids. Like,
I
you
don't
know,
think they actually killed
just
them.
lean in.
You know.
That's how it works.
Yeah, like just lean into it. Just if it's animated, you can do whatever. You don't
Yeah.
have to worry about it. People getting upset. It's like, yeah, we didn't have real kids kill each other. Animated, it's fine.
Hunger Games was fine. We killed the kids
I
there.
still think that the people that animated Arcane should do it.
Yes, that is your.
I will die on that hill.
I do agree now that I have
mostly so I
watched.
can see the animation.
Yeah, I will agree that I've seen Arcane a few episodes, and then it became a little much for me. Which is, let's see how I deal with Red Rising if that became a little much. But I do agree that it is very well done. That would do a good job. Yeah, in animation. Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, they don't kill the baby though. So then they have to run
Yes.
away. And it's all kind of
Yeah.
fail because their own family dispute comes into it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we lose Phoenix, the only other competent person.
Yeah.
Well, competent for the violence aspect of it, I guess. Yeah. But he goes out, nice little last stand off screen. But
he gets tortured. He doesn't die when they escape.
Yeah.
He gets tortured after.
I mean, he doesn't give anything up at least, but they do torture the
but
shit
he does
out
get
of him.
tortured.
Yeah. I don't know. Cyanide teeth, capsules in your teeth, I guess probably should have been a good investment. But
Yeah.
Space cyanide, I don't know.
Well, don't they have exploding teeth at some point in these books?
Yeah.
In Morningstar, they have them.
I was going to say, because then they all pull them out of like...
Or at least the Howlers have them.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been helpful. Let's not be tortured, people.
Yeah.
Just go out. But, so then Rihanna's... That's when she kind of really starts, I don't know if distrusting Fitchner, but coming around to the idea that he's not safe and should not be.
She straight up takes Severo.
Yeah, it's like absolutely not. Goblin, I think you mean. She takes Goblin.
Yeah.
Poor kid.
I would be disappointed.
I mean, in hindsight, everyone probably would agree that, maybe leaving that kid a mom would have been a good idea, just so he might not be so violent.
Honestly,
yeah.
I think, yeah, Severo having a mom would be good, but leaving Fitchner a wife is probably the better
someone
play.
to round his edges.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of people, it's like hey, in hindsight, we messed up. Shouldn't have done this.
I'll take responsibility for that.
Yeah. Although I don't think, because she was a red, I feel like they have no issue with what they've done. They're like, nah.
Oh, they don't have an issue with it, but they probably realize at some point that maybe they done fucked up a little bit.
Yeah. Maybe
it's
let's
like,
not
in hindsight, it's
like the world.
Could have left that in the, not open that Pandora's box. Yeah. Hindsight's 2020.
Yeah. But then,
Probably
so now I'm forgetting the order. This is now where he goes talks to Quicksilver.
He swears. Quicksilver evacs the survivors, and then he's like, "Hey, he basically was Fitchner pledges himself to Quicksilver, and it's like, hey, this is basically a leash for him, but now, he has some protection.
Yeah.
A lot of rules associated with it, but which was a little wild that they have a system in place where it's like, oh yeah, I can't have any other kids unless he says so now. It's like, that's crazy that's a rule, but does that extend to big gold families, your banners? Do you oh no, you can't marry to that person, you can't have kids with that person unless I say so?
Interesting. It would, I mean, I often call Red Rising Game of Thrones in space. And so when it comes to alliances and all of that, yeah, he's going to want alliances only with certain people and not with others. We see how Nero, when the Bologna Augustus line almost, right? And then, well, they marry and then they don't. Like, it would make sense that they're making those alliances for a reason.
Yeah, but that's a book 3 issue.
That's a book 3 issue. We're not there yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then Torture and oh god, like what's it? Going back to see the Carver.
I was gonna say who's like threatening the Carver.
And seeing just like the crazy stuff like actually seeing stuff people have had done to him was like, oh, that's like, I mean, it's also the art styles that are like weird and deformed.
Yeah, weird bulbous.
But like you get the horns.
Yeah, like I mean, the horns is like the most normal one.
There's somebody there with wings. Is it Evie? Can we start that conspiracy theory?
Well, no, didn't Mickey give her wings?
Yeah, but I like a good Evie conspiracy theory.
Fair enough.
I at all times think that it's Evie.
I'm trying. Well, I cannot remember if she's dead or if
we
Pierce
don't
forgot
know.
about her.
We think Pierce forgot
about
her. My personal theory is that she is carved into being everybody, which is why above me you will see the Pokemon Eevees as women because they can transform into any color. That's what that picture up there is. Is all the Pokemon Eevees but drawn as women. That's my own personal one because a lot of people thought Evie was Ari. There was a whole bunch. Is she Athena? Is she? No, she's just gone.
Skipper doesn't usually do theories.
I don't do any fan theories.
And then the one time she spouts one off, it's that Eevee is Kyber.
Yeah, that's correct. She's been carved into Kyber.
And I've never heard anything so correct.
Just saying.
Hey, I still think we're going to see Alexander again.
Ooh.
But
all right. That's a whole other episode.
Yeah. But
I don't. Yeah.
Have you seen the Sunny's Edge episode of Love, Death, and Robots?
No.
Yes. But I mean, his dead body is with a
Alexander.
person who has like little plugs that can interface with her mind and her big robot. She can just take his brain, put it in the robot.
All right.
It's
And
the
then it'll be
one
like
theory I have.
Titanfall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I mean, I fucking love Titanfall 2, and the fact that we don't have Titanfall 3 is a crime. But because I like my big Legion, and that is the best campaign for a shooter I've probably played in a long time. So
I have no idea where we're at right now.
I would agree, but we're gonna go back to the books.
I was gonna say we are.
Yeah.
So I don't even
Fair
know
enough.
what we're talking about. All right, so we see the Carver.
Yes.
Threatening the poor Carver, which like part of me is like only feels half bad. He gets his face ripped off because like he can fix it. Like he has.
Yeah,
he's like the one person
up,
who
like
could-
right away.
Yeah.
Like, you do your own surgery, it's fine.
Yeah. And then Severo is gone after this. Probably for the best. But that poor nanny, like, just doesn't know what to do with herself. Then she hangs out the whole time in the apartment. Like, we'll see later, she gets threatened. The poor nanny, like, went such a vigorous hiring for not, like...
She seemed like a decent person in a world that does not want those to exist.
No.
And it's like, oh.
No.
Yeah. Shit, I can't remember what happens to her if there's something happens to her later. Crap.
She gets beat up, and then, like, she's still
I mean, in,
alive
like,
at the end. Oh, and
the
like
third one is like,
I don't remember.
it's like, oh, does she die horribly in the third one? I can't remember.
There's a high chance I haven't read volume 3 now that we're talking about it. I
Just
don't
waiting for it to be
remember.
really fresh.
Yeah.
Another 6 months, we'll do that.
Yeah. That'll be fine. Yeah, but we do then go, so he goes on a mission. This is when he goes out to see the Rim and the other family that we have not heard or seen of before that's hanging out kind of in competition to the Raw.
Yeah, the roads.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we kind of see the end of the Rhodes family.
Do we?
I believe that's her only. I believe it says it's
Oh,
her only
because this
daughter.
is. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
But very, like, that is just a fun mother-daughter dynamic that I just really don't see a lot in books. Just like, hey, I've known you 2 minutes. Please kill my child and or
Mhm.
mother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I don't. That's just like a very aggressive parenting method. But jeez, like several could do way worse. Let's just say that.
Yes. At least Severo has loving parents and a loving aunt who's trying to protect him from the loving father. Like,
Yeah.
apparently some golds have nothing, which I think we've kind of seen in the past of, like,
Yeah.
some golds being nothing to their parents.
It's like, oh, you didn't place number 1 on your tests. Die.
Yeah. Like, you're everything or nothing. But
That's way too much stress.
Bobbin or Crescent, thoughts on the Rim? Or this whole situation we're into now?
I kind of like that we see somebody from the Rim that does not share those like Rim values. She's like, no, fuck that crazy raw shit. Uh, I'm gonna have fighting pits and be a gold.
Mm-hmm.
Eat food that is, basic.
Yeah.
It was interesting, like, because in the other books, like, when we've been exposed to the raw, it's like always felt like a very like cohesive. Aside from like one big disagreement, it was seemed pretty cohesive. And now it's like they're like, no, get out of here. We don't want to be comfortable. I don't want to do all that stuff. I want to enjoy my privilege.
Yeah.
But I'm going to talk mad shit on the raw, like a couple of times, and I thought it was like, oh, because at this point you haven't spent a ton of time with them in the books. Like we just had the one really big event in Morningstar.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this came out before Dark Age.
I thought it was
Believe.
between
Yeah,
the
but
two.
yeah,
Oh.
it was between
Okay, so
Iron Gold and Dark Age.
Yeah.
okay, so
Or
yeah,
no.
so we probably spent a little bit.
It might have come out after Dark Age.
Okay, so we had spent some time with the Raw, so that gave a little context. Like, oh, not everybody is cool with them because
Yeah.
until that point, like this was, I think, the first time we really saw any of them besides the Raws.
Yeah. Well, she said something about she arrived 200, her family arrived 200 years after the Raw,
Yeah.
after the conquering. So that's where we know the Raw is like basically the Loons, which we kind of know, and now we're getting other families in.
Yeah, this says copyright 2019.
Okay, yeah.
So then,
is there a better way to figure out publishing date?
On Goodreads, it says Dark Age was July 30th, 2019.
Yes, it was.
Mm-hmm.
See, and then this was. Oh, I can't type.
My version's not signed, which means I did not see Pierce. So I think this came after Dark Age. If this came before Dark Age, I would have had a signed copy, is what I'm going with here.
There you
go. But yeah, so like it was an interesting. Well, also like from all the imagery, I like the way I read it. like this is more like what the architecture and like the
Mhm.
technology we're used to seeing and like Mars and the moon and stuff versus all the raw stuff. Always in my head was like it evoked something of like kind of like a castle or like an underground dwelling like built into the planet. Not I don't want to deal with that shit. I want to be comfortable and
Yep.
not be exposed to any of the dangerous stuff except when I need you to kill my child.
Yeah, right? English solver
Yeah.
suit. Bobbin, thoughts?
No, sorry, I got distracted on Goodreads trying to
Yeah.
find dates.
No, fair.
January 7th, 2020.
2020. Okay.
Yeah. It was supposed to be, let's say, November of 2019, and then it got pushed back to January 7th.
Okay. I was going to say, the fact that I have an unsigned copy means I had not seen Piers, and I would have clearly forgot to bring this for Lightbringer signings. Or else I would have got it signed then. That's how my brain works. Did Piers sign it? So we had Dark Age, so we saw... But even Dark Age, we don't see much of the raw in it. That's more of an iron gold. And then Lightbringer is where we get the raw again. They don't really pop up in too much in Dark Age.
Yeah,
they're
I
just
mean,
kind
like, we
of
do
like
see-
around.
Yeah, we do see like
Seraphina.
Diomedes and Seraphina interact with the core golds
Rest in peace, Seraphina. Dark Age.
pieces.
Yeah, at least Diomedes is still there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, yeah, we don't really see too much though.
No. It is interesting though, because like I'm just like riffing now off the top of like the raw do seem like some cohesive, but we know they start sacrificing themselves at the end of our like Iron Gold. So there is a little bit of the rim is all about who can be the strongest, and clearly in this one, like she knows it's not going to be her daughter, so let's just kill off her daughter, and then her daughter's going to kill her and reply, and it's all eat or be eaten, it seems, in the rim.
But
I mean, they always
then,
are
like,
short on food.
Mhm.
If she didn't have any other kids, what was her plan? Sorry, I think I'm lagging. I did not mean to cut anyone off.
Nope, you're fine.
That's okay.
You know, I think she also just might not have liked her daughter at all. Like it just like I don't want to even. I'm not.
Yeah, her
Like
her
no
daughter failed
plan.
at the institute, so she thought she was a pixie.
But then where does the family line go, I think, is Bobbin's point.
Oh, yeah, I totally agree.
Like it just,
but
you're going to pass off
I
to
mean,
somebody else?
Carvers.
Yeah.
You
Or
just
we
make
know
one.
of, like, isn't in Augustus, like Mustang talks about what's his face will actually inherit and not her or Jackal? You know.
Oh, yeah. Like they have, like you adopt someone.
What's his face?
You can make them your heir.
Yeah.
Leto.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I knew if I just said what's his face enough, someone would understand me.
I mean, like, at the end of Golden Sun, Nero tells Darrow that he's going to adopt him.
Right.
And make him his heir.
Yeah. So there you go.
And this lady really does not like her kid because she literally spits on her grave like the second witnesses are out of the room. It's like, jeez. Like, that's some vitriol.
Yeah. But the power of Hamanthus oil, which I found interesting, because, like, we know Hamanthus at this point has so many different symbols. And the use of, like, the oil, like, I don't know. Is it, I guess, to pretend that, like, mock death, basically?
Yeah, because
it's like chloroform.
Yeah, basically, with the use of a hypnotic trigger. It was like, yeah, basically, like, things like her mom said something and that woke her up, basically. And then they kill each other.
Yeah. Because I like
I'm so
Fitchner just
surprised.
like walks out of the room, and then when he's like questioned about it later, he's like, meh, like whatever. Just get angry to fake the
Yeah, let it get angry so they
truth.
don't know I'm lying.
I would love to
Yeah.
know if that works, because lie detector tests do go off of heartbeat, and that's a whole thing of like
And
at
I
the
mean, like,
beginning we know they're
from
not
what
like
I
100%.
understand, they're like
I
pretty
mean, that can
notoriously
just
not reliable.
Correct, because if you're too
Yeah.
nervous, if you're whatever. So you would think, though, that 1,000 years in the future, they've somehow got this down to a science, and instead he just gets angry, and your lies are then hidden by your anger. Like, okay.
I mean, just pull out like a big sword and be like, "Hey, if we want to escalate it, we can escalate it."
Right? But we see a lie
I mean, I
detector
feel like
at the end of Dark Age, right?
Yep,
uh,
with Lysander.
Hmm.
Yeah, Darrow's questioning Lysander. Or, well, there's a couple technicians with a robot
yeah.
questioning Lysander, and then Darrow comes in and tells the toaster to sit in the corner.
Yeah.
Maybe the real answer is if you run into a plucky teenager who's talking way too much when you're doing like global or space politics, maybe just cut them off there. Like want them to like grow up. Just like just hedge your bets.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking over a solar system. One between the ages of 15 and 18. They're too plucky. Don't need them going on a character arc or anything. I don't know.
Yep.
I'm
Don't
very
let them get their own ways.
anti-Lysander.
Clearly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
The surprise of no one.
Yeah. I'd say probably 99% of viewers are anti-Lysander. Bobbin, I assume you are
Yeah.
anti-Lysander.
Very, very anti-Lysander, yeah.
Deeply.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had his chance.
He's had multiple chances to do the right thing. Yeah. But he's not in this book, so we're...
Yep, sorry.
No, I love the tangents. I love it. Where are we
Back
going
to
after?
the worst day for the nanny.
The shit blows up.
Oh yeah, this is where the nanny. It's like the poor girl is just sitting in what looks like a completely. She is on the couch, but she's sitting at the
normal
edge of the
couch.
couch. It's so normal. It actually looks like it's one of those sectionals that you can like rearrange.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like
Got a
she's
coffee
on the
table too.
Yeah. Look at this apartment. But she just looks so sad and so like done with life, then gets beaten up for telling the truth. Like she genuinely doesn't know anything.
I mean, like they come in and there's just a person with a sledgehammer threatening her. It's like, what? Yeah, she's gonna freak out.
Yeah.
Like, but I mean, these are syndicate goons, aren't they?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but
Yeah, they want
she
their
doesn't
money.
call the police. Oh, you know.
No, and she knows
which
she's not
quick-
supposed to. You don't go to
Yeah.
the authorities.
Because Quicksilver said he was gonna pay, and he does, but these people are just like trying to like get some more.
Yeah.
But
It's interesting to me, and I don't remember it in volume 1, but maybe it was there. I do like that we know they're reds because they're speaking bubbles. Like,
Yes.
it took me to through halfway to be like, oh, all of their speech bubbles are what color they are. I think that's really well done in the artistry. Because they're all dressed in red, but that some of those, it's like, well, is that a brown? What's happening? But I really appreciate, and you can definitely see, because I wouldn't expect reds to be who's going to threaten people. Like, you would think that's the job of a gray or an obsidian. But they are reds that show up and threaten the poor other red, who's just
now I'm just
the nanny's brown.
Oh, is that a brown? So that's a light brown.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can see.
Oh, yeah, text matches with it. But
Yep.
now I'm just imagining a new edition of the books where everyone's text is in the color.
It'd be pretty cool.
Maybe like have
So
arrows be like a red gold when he
Yeah, rose gold. Yeah.
and then when he like book 3 it becomes like red with like a gold outline. I don't know.
yeah. So hold on. As I knock everything over, this series, Natural
Ooh, that's a
History of
great
Dragons,
series.
very good series.
What is that?
High recommend. Natural History of Dragons. Anyone who's
Yeah.
read, I will. Anyone who's read the Emily Wilde's fairy encyclopedia books will enjoy. But very well done. But this whole series, the print matches whatever the color is. So in this one, it is brown print. The green one has green print. So it's possible that they could do
Yeah.
that for the books. It kind of is annoying to me of someone who like really does need like my eyes. I have 20/20 vision but broken brain, so it's not the best for me to have not black on white, but it is a cool thing, and they do have the ability to do it. Because yeah, the second one is green print, then there's purple print, red print, all what it is. But yeah, high recommend. Natural History of Dragons, not science fiction, nothing to do with Red Rising whatsoever, but high recommendation.
It's what I wish I was doing with my life.
Yeah, where she just basically, okay, here's a little synopsis. We're gonna go so off. I wouldn't let you talk about video games, but we're gonna talk about this. Basically, synopsis is it's not Victorian England, but it is Victorian England.
Yeah.
And she is with a very rich family high up in England, so kind of gets to choose her suitor and has to marry for like not for love. So just goes with the guy with the biggest library, but she wants to research dragons. He happens to be a dragon researcher. She is a very skilled artist, so gets to go on all his adventures with this premise that like a woman shouldn't be there, but she's there documenting like all of the maps are supposed to be drawn by her. I don't know if you can see that, but anyway.
Yeah.
High recommend, but it is all
And
in brown print.
It's really good. If you get the audiobooks for it, narrator's fantastic in them too.
I didn't know that.
And it goes really good places. And
Yeah.
I don't have time to reread it.
It's so good. But anyway,
Oh, it's
my
added
point of
to-
bringing that up was it does have different colored ink in it. So it is possible that they could do a re-thing, like a reprint, and have all the different colors in the same way they have in here in their speech bubbles. But I do greatly appreciate that then we can... The green on the next page is green versus Rihanna's red. Yeah.
That's one of my favorite details of these graphic novels. And it took me a while to realize as well. I was like, why are there red speech bubbles? Like, that's weird. And then, like, halfway through, I'm like,
It's the red.
one of my favorite details.
Yeah. Very cool. Also, on the next page, I really love Severo clearly trying to, like, be a menace and attack her, like, earpiece. He's, like, reaching for it. So cute.
And then the very next scene, he's just out of the room. It's like, wait, he can walk now? What?
Yeah. We've lost the... Oh, yeah, that's right. He's, like, he's hanging out near a different couch. All the couches. Volume 1 was all about rugs. This one is all about couches. We've got themes here.
What's Volume 3's furniture piece? Tables?
Yeah, we'll have
Murphy beds.
we'll wait and see.
Murphy beds.
I mean, it's the future, but it's just so good for space.
Yeah. As a Sims player, I know that those kill you. You die in Murphy beds in The Sims. Just saying. Yeah, so we get the
trapped in them.
Yeah, or they spring down at you. There's two ways it'll kill you.
I've never had that happen.
Or they'll spring down. Oh yeah. Yeah, you can die via Murphy bed. But moving on. Again, we're not talking video games. Books all allow the intermission. I know, it's bad. But we get the kind of the back and forth of this, which is cool, of where this is the interrogation, but then at the same time you get that going back and forth with what's happening, a little bit of where Rihanna is, and like that situation of poor, this is where Silex dies, and they're trying to figure out the two worlds going back and forth, so you get the
He was such a good character because he's like, hey, he's not a fighter. He's not. It's like the one of the few times we're actually like with a green for a while, like because we've been with blues, we've been with obsidians, golds, reds, you know, silvers, but greens haven't got a ton of play, and then it's just does not go well for him.
No.
But he does his job. He doesn't. And, well, he tries to do some action stuff, but at least he doesn't get tortured, I guess.
Yeah, he knows to just kill yourself before you get tortured. He just throws himself over. And poor Rihanna and at this point, Severa's sleeping.
You know, he's a very active. Well, actually, no, he stays asleep in that one spot for that scene. So that's something.
Yeah.
Calm around violence, I suppose.
Yeah. That's all he knows.
Oh, yeah.
All he knows.
I mean, but hey, that's got to be a traumatic phone call. Like, oh, he died on the end of the phone call. Okay, cool, great.
Yeah, well, because then she thinks it's her connection, and should I have, like, there's nothing blocking you. The blue is trying to kind of, yeah, then.
Yeah.
This is where we get our, not Roomba, but washing machine. Washing. Space machine, not a washing machine. Yeah. What a way to go. Yeah.
The only thing I can think of is like maybe that just is something to like break down the biological matter, and maybe it's like they're not even going to move the body; it's just going to like dissolve it right there.
Ooh. I was just thinking of how they use Coca-Cola syrup to break down blood. If there's, did you not know that? That's how they, when there's a car accident and there's a lot of blood, they use Coca-Cola to break down the blood and wash it off the road. That's what this reminds me of. They're just gonna like dissolve it in Coca-Cola syrup.
Okay, cool, great. Tax dollars at work. Good to know.
Yeah, it is the most efficient way to get but it leaves a stain, so you only want to do it on like pavement and stuff. You're gonna end up with a Coke stain. Like, don't do it in your house.
Yeah, I mean, I've had to clean up blood at the zoo from various things, and it's like, we have like industrial strength germicide and biological cleaning agents, but those are probably more expensive than Coca-Cola syrup.
Coca-Cola.
There
you go.
But it cleaned stuff up, and it was great to have around during the pandemic, because you'd be like, oh no, I have to clean with it. I'm just gonna clean everything.
Germicide everywhere. Nice.
Oh yeah, I'd just be like, oh, I gotta spray down the room with germicide. Oh no, a bunch got on me. No.
I have so many questions that I'm gonna write down for not this episode that I really want to ask you about the pandemic. I think that's what we need to do. Yogi and I had a whole discussion about how we need our own podcast of me asking ridiculous questions that are not Red Rising themed, but I really want to know a zoo during the pandemic, how that went down.
That time I was only doing it for a little bit, but yeah, honestly, I think that's probably the best time to work at a zoo. It's like no visitors.
Yeah. I just remember going to the Toronto Zoo and you had to stay 6 feet away from all of the, like, certain animals. Like, all the cats could catch it, all the primates, and you had to be 6 feet away from all of them and wear a mask in those areas because you didn't want to give it. Anyway, once again, completely off topic. We're going to have a nothing to do with Red Rising. Just ask Yogi questions. Maybe on our Twitch live stream one time. We'll just get everybody on to ask you the most ridiculous questions, Yogi.
Yeah, no worries.
But yeah, the machine's breaking down. You're right, it might be breaking down the body rather than just washing away the blood. Because it's a green. They don't care. They're not going to give it a funeral, right? Like, we don't think that these grays being controlled by golds are going to care enough about an enemy green. They might salvage to see if he has anything on him.
Yeah.
But other than that, like,
Also,
he's not going to be given a proper funeral.
Also, then you have to like pick up the body, and then you probably gotta like wash the blood off, and you just have a robot dissolve it right there. Why not?
Yep.
But I mean, they're not gonna like take out his brain, plug it into something, because they don't know what the heck this guy's into. So
yeah,
I don't know. Well, if that they can do that, but I'm still on my Alexander theory.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But that's probably a little above the pay grade of those random street grays.
Yeah.
Probably.
I mean, I'd hope, but you know, that like I mean, police state and all, but like, holy crap! It's like, oh no, we found this body. Let's just see if it remembers any crimes.
Yeah. Be interesting, depending on what it is. All right, before we get into the final battle here, which I find very interesting, like, I would love to see this on a screen. Thoughts and opinions of everything that's come before, which we can ask again later. But any last thoughts before we get into the final battle?
Honestly, my biggest thing was I'm surprised Fitchner, didn't keep going after his old buddy. Like, just he took the one swing at him, and then he's like, I'm gonna leave for a while. He didn't just like go back. Like, I just after book one, I just assumed he'd be like, oh, I'm gonna be outside this guy's door like every day to get him. But I thought it was like, that was kind of response.
Yeah, I think that was part of the Quicksilver thing. Was like, you gotta chill.
Let the heat die down a little bit.
Yeah, like maybe don't be like right on him.
Yeah,
because is he the head, or is he just like the officer at the board?
Yeah,
of
I don't know.
Control?
I don't know if he's the head, but he's higher up in the board of quality control for sure.
Yeah, so some guy like that guy constantly being under attack by some random guy probably would, get more notice than the personal feud they've kept it to at this point. So it's probably best for both parties for him to leave for a while.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I just want to know, like, what Rihanna's plan was for raising a gold baby in secret. Like, how would no one find out? Like, oh, hey, these Reds have a gold baby. It's fine.
That's a great point.
Or like when he's a kid, like even if you dye his hair, he's going to be bigger than everyone else. Like, how far ahead was she thinking?
Do the babies have the sigils?
So
this is up for debate.
It's up for
right?
debate.
That's
So Ulysses is stated to be born with bone sigils that have to be covered in gold. But
Pax
it talks about yes. And then it talks about, can't remember exactly where it is, but it's discussed that the baby doesn't have the sigils implanted yet.
Okay.
So it's one side or the other, and this is why Pierce needs to hire me for continuity.
Well, and then Pax, he's the first one born without sigils, but it's like he genetically is a gold. Like Darrow he was born without a carver. He's got gold and gold DNA because of Darrow's carving, so he should have been born with gold sigils, in theory. But then it's very well stated he does not have sigils. But yeah, then Ulysses apparently does. or has like at least the
Yeah.
start of them.
Yeah, so it specifically calls out that Ulysses has sigils, but they are made of bone.
That's pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
Oh well,
Interesting.
what could have been?
Yeah. So who knows? Who knows if this gold? Yeah, if you. But you're right. Like, I mean, Sever already is small for a gold, but he's too big for a red. Like, are you gonna
Yeah.
pretend he's like, I don't know, what would an in between color be? He's not
Orange?
orange. I can't see Severo ever being raised enough to be like following the rules enough to be a
Yeah.
mid color. He has to either be a red or a gold. Those are the two that it's like we've got our
So,
own
Or
lives. Like
very small obsidian.
very small, tiny obsidian.
I did find it. It's in Iron Gold when they're at the first dinner after
Mm-hmm.
Darrow's triumph. It says, "Not one born since the fall of House Loon has the sigils implanted on their hands."
Oh, okay,
Oh,
so
okay.
implanted, but
So
then there's
then the next
bone
book,
sigils.
it's he's born with them. So
Huh.
Because can't they be taken out? Isn't that somebody has like a crown
well,
of
Yeah.
Darrow gets his
sigils?
carved off.
Somebody has a
Yeah,
crown of sigils. One of the obsidian. Is it Fa?
I think it's
all
Fa.
of the torques are like all of the obsidian torques are melted down sigils.
So then why is there bone sigils if they can be removed because they're like melted down like a bone?
It,
Pierce, answer
Unless
me.
yeah.
Answer us, Pierce.
it's something to remember to ask him if you ever corner him again.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, that's a good call out, Bobbin, of like, yeah, what was her plan here?
He because Rihanna was leaving him with the landlady during the day, so she was and just paying her to be like, don't ask questions, have money, but that money was going to run out soon. So.
Yeah. That's all right. Like Rihanna's nothing without Fitchner. Like it's not like she has the Quicksilver connections. So was she
Mhm.
just taking him for like safety in that moment to teach Fitchner a lesson of like, hey, you got to start behaving better?
I don't know if she really had a plan besides Fitchner almost wasted a kid. Let's get away from this for a while.
Mm-hmm. He's got to go to
But I still have
therapy.
to do my yeah, but she still has to go do her 9 to 5 to pay for stuff because she doesn't have his accounts. Well, I know she has some of them, I think, but like if she all of a sudden has too much money, that's probably gonna flag something like, hey, why does that red have money?
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Any other
I don't know.
call-outs? Or
Is there a society IRS?
Probably.
who's doing their taxes
Too
here?
many coppers not to.
I was gonna say, is the coppers in charge of the tax? Like TurboTax? Does that exist?
Probably.
Could see that, yeah.
I need to know how the babies get their sigils and how taxation works in the society. I need these
wanna know
questions
about
answered.
taxation.
Is it a progressive tax system? Like,
Yeah.
are the rich paying their fair share? Like,
Is there healthcare?
If Quicksilver is as rich as he is and paying his taxes, I'm more okay with it. But if
Yeah.
he's doing a bunch of tax loopholes and like sheltering stuff, no, that's not okay.
Get out of here. I feel like Quick would pay his taxes. Quick seems like somebody who would. No?
I feel like he'd pay all the taxes they can prove he needs to pay.
Oh, okay.
He is also the one that roboticized the mines.
That is true. Okay. Pierce, tell us about taxation.
Yeah. Do you have to pay more if you have a roboticized workforce?
Yeah. What's happening here?
Yeah, you have to subsidize all of the taxes
How
that
does
you have
income
eliminated.
tax work versus
Yeah.
shopping? Like, is there a shopping tax? Like, is there a
Sales tax by
carbon
planet?
tax? Yeah. Is it by planet? Is it by like
Like,
core
Each
versus
govern
rim?
each governor of the
Yeah.
cities.
We got
like
lots of
does
questions.
Mercury have a very good tax rate, or is it like bad sales tax but great property tax? These are
Yeah.
the questions I need to know.
These are, yeah. Are those property taxes being used well? Are your roads being paved? Are they being plowed? Or,
Yeah.
what's leaf collection
But
look like?
Just the important things.
Yeah, we only ask the important questions around here.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Final scene. Let's just cut to the chase. So we get a really
well,
cool. Oh, are you gonna say something?
there
I was
is
gonna...
one
Okay,
thing
one more
before
thing.
we get to the bombastic action scene,
Yes.
which I
Oh yeah,
gotta
we get the
cover a couple of things
monsters.
on the page just because I don't know if YouTube won't like them, but like the tanks,
Yeah.
and we
Yep.
see the things that we find out why Quicksilver was buying up a bunch of carvers and geneticists, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, weird hybrid new humans.
Yeah, like
with
even more hardcore genetically modified.
yeah,
Yeah.
just red people, gills, like people designed for deep space travel, probably in like less life support systems, which that ties into Lightbringer stuff with
Yeah.
the eye and everything. But like even back then, like this is not a new establishment. Like when he was coming in on the approach, she's like, "Hey, those are ships that my ship doesn't even have a classification for. What the hell's going on?" And so this place is probably even older. Like that's not a new thing. So it's probably like even like a decade before this. So he's been trying to get out of the system for a long time.
Yeah.
But I mean, I kind of thought we'd see some of this stuff showing up more in Lightbringer, and so that was kind of like a kind of hoping for like some like robots or like weird like, oh, here come the mobs or the indigos. I don't know. And they just like pour out from the vacuum of space, like without any suits, and just like start ripping apart the Askamani or something. But
well, I was gonna say the Askamani are kind of almost at that mutation stage.
But I mean, they're not like a weird red person with blue eyes.
Yes.
No.
Well, I mean, maybe not with blue eyes, but they are red.
Yeah, but that's like a real strong red color.
Yeah.
That's like me if I ever fell asleep outside in the summer.
Yeah, I feel that.
But
yeah.
And then we get one of the biggest, like, so such a bombastic set piece for two people having a conflict.
Yup.
Like, that is just insanity to me. Just two people having a fight while, however, trillions of dollars.
Yeah. Absolutely
or I guess
destroying
it's
everything.
an asteroid, isn't it?
Like, ships bigger than dreadnoughts are exploding, research labs are going up, and also, no one's gonna say anything about this to anybody.
We're not supposed to be here.
Well, this is exploding.
Yeah.
And, but, oh, jeez. Like, but it is weird to see, because, like, we know Fitchner is not, like, as good of a fighter as this guy, but it's, like, it's weird seeing him on the back foot, because he's always been like, oh, he's Ares, he's crazy, he'll always inch it out, but it's like, yeah, he just getting his ass kicked a bit.
Yeah. They kind of really go back and forth that you don't, like, we know Fitchner is going to make it, but you don't on like how it's gonna happen and who has the upper ground. Like it's really well done of that like true kind of
Yeah.
yeah.
And then, like, jumping ahead a little bit, is like, and then he doesn't even get the kill.
No.
I mean, he wins because, like, yeah, he loses and is left for dead, but then he, like, climbs a collapsing, like, superstructure or ship to jump onto a shuttle, and then just starts cutting everything up so that shuttle is trash. It's like, he didn't win, but he did. But the other guy didn't win either. Like,
Yeah, and I like the other guy is like calling him out of like, we're all gonna die if you continue, and it's like he was gonna die anyway. Why does he care about your people? Like why?
It's like, and then
I do have to say,
yeah.
Oh, this is like one of my favorite scenes ever, or panels from any graphic novel. I love the stop, 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 stop.
Yeah.
Like, that's just my favorite picture ever.
That is great. And you get the zeroed in stomp, 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 as well as the running up stomp, stomp, stomp. That's great. Yeah. Yeah.
And then even after all that, he's still not going to win at that moment. Like, he's going to lose. He's getting choked out. He's blacking out. Like, he's done.
Mm-hmm.
But
Rihanna to the rescue. Who I do like her line in here. Where was it? I just had it. That's insane. The whole place is going up in flames. And she's like, yeah, that's where Fitchner is going to be. Like, trust me on this. Whole place going up on flames? Fitchner.
Yeah. This isn't legal, ma'am. We shouldn't be here. That poor pilot. Like,
I know.
Yeah, for real.
It's like, I'm here because you paid. Oh God. Why do you have a gun and a baby?
Why does your baby have a gun?
It keeps him calm.
Yeah.
It helps him feel in control.
Yeah.
We get some pretty epic, like, in the sky fighting before she shows up and is like, I got this.
Yeah. But, and then she wins by shooting him in the shoe.
Yeah.
Good old shooting.
Yeah.
I caught that one this time. Don't normally
the
catch
audio
puns.
listeners all just kind of stopped what we were doing and
just glared.
Yeah.
Side
I cringe.
Yeah. Yeah. My Fitchner told me that my sister threw my nephew over a steep drop rather than let Arturus have him. She trusted Fitchner to catch him, to save him, to protect him. And why would she expect any less from me? Very poetic.
I mean, he didn't catch the child.
No.
They just kind of put a ship in the path of a falling body and just, like, hoped he wasn't dead when he impacted.
Yeah. But then we get a cute little couch scene with Severo in between. We're back on the couch.
Yep. Once again, a normal couch.
A normal couch. The arm rests are real low on it. It doesn't look that comfortable of a couch. It almost looks like you're in a bus stop.
It's modern, okay?
It looks like you're in a bus stop.
Oh, so it's got hostile architecture.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's not designed for the talls.
Yeah. But and Severo in between with his wolf paw being like, chilling.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it kind of looks like he's giving a thumbs up, but I know it's just, like, his hands there. But it's just like, is he giving a thumbs up? Oh, okay, no, that just sounds drawn.
Yeah.
It's like, I saw an explosion, it was cool.
Yeah.
And that's where it began.
Absolutely. Okay,
I saw trillions of dollars.
Yeah.
Blow up.
I have a question as we're here, rather than when we go back to quick. The lambs, not scythes. That's something that Fitchner brings to Red Rising, correct? That's like,
Dancer brings it to Red
oh,
Rising.
Dancer brings it.
That's the cards. Darrow eats the scythe card.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
One
I
of
was
the
like,
two
it
scythe
just repeats itself through this, and I was like, is that what's then? Okay. So Dancer is who becomes the lamb, not scythe.
I mean,
Interesting.
like you have to assume
that Fitchner passed it
if
along.
Fitchner brought it, but
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Dancer administers the test. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. But then we're back with quick.
Yeah, and this is the meeting that we learn about before
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
in Morningstar.
Yeah.
I also do like that the base is called the Locust, like Locust Folium 9. And it's like, oh, Locust, so it's the eye again. So that imagery is carried through the two.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like he's trying to get quick to buy in, but it's such a risk because like he knows Fitchner's like can be sort of controlled, but like it's just like he's still like a loose cannon. But if he doesn't want the goal is to focus on what he's doing, and if you can be like, hey, here's this terrorist over here doing this thing, I can build another star base someplace, and hopefully that one doesn't get blown up by this guy.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you have that much money, it's like, yeah, whatever. All you need is time. You'll eventually pay it up for it all and get it done. You had a $1 trillion.
Yeah. So much money. Well, and this is also where we get Quick's line about tying two ships together in a storm.
Yeah.
Which will repeat itself throughout. Definitely in Lightbringer. I think he says it before Lightbringer too, doesn't he?
I think doesn't he say it in Red Rising?
Red Rising.
Yeah, we get it with
It
Titus
is.
and Darrow.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah. But I found that
But
interesting. I
Pierce
just like those like connections that Pierce is slowly making us of like these are the same characters. You need to remember that these are the same characters, just 16 years apart.
And then the part where Quicksilver is like, hey, I want all the names of the sons that you sign up. Yeah. And he's like, no. But yeah, like he's like, even then he's like, hey, I need something that I can use to buy myself out of this situation if you get caught. He'll pay for it, but he is not like in. He's like, I want my get out of jail free card.
Yeah.
But, I mean, kind of get it, but kind of rude. Very first saying, hey, I need a way to get out of trouble if you get caught. That's the very first thing we do together.
How many times has he been caught already? So like,
I mean,
Yeah.
like 3.
But we know the list
And
eventually does
pattern.
exist because Darrow gives it up
Yeah.
in Morningstar.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, so well, I mean, maybe Severo had that list.
It's got to have been somewhere that Fitchner
Well, I mean,
gave it up
yeah,
to
you'd
Severo to.
you'd expect that the recruitment, like they would
Yeah.
have some way of tracking their
Who's
Their-
there.
right?
Yeah.
But I mean, it was one of like in the first arc. It's like, yeah, that was kind of a rude move, like a not cool move, Darrow. But hopefully that doesn't bite you in the ass. But I mean, like the carrying the foreshadowing into this one, where it's like, oh, we were having this card to play.
Yep.
And it was, I don't know, like that one page where they make this deal is just like really, for such a small scene, it's like one of the most important parts of this entire like setting, because that leads to the entire rest of the series. I mean, you can't have a rebellion if it was just like Fitchner on his own be like,
Fitchner's
I'm
not getting
angry, but I'm
far.
broke.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
angry and poor. Yeah.
Fitchner's
Yeah.
he's not getting far. Like,
Yeah. I could go outside and yell my ills at the world, but it's like, yeah, I can't get anything done.
yeah. Which kind of then echoes, I think, when we look at what happens with Severo when Darrow's not around. Like, they both kind of need that grounding person of, like, you can't just go out and be a terrorist organization. You need someone to either, in the Darrow-Severo case, like, have a face and be a... There's got to, in both cases, be a plan. And you have to have a backer, and you have to, and, like, you can't just be a terrorist organization and expect this to work. But yeah, very interesting of that link that we see then later when Severo takes over and doesn't quite. He's kind of going down that angry route that Fitchner does. No.
And then the very next pages, like, I mean, you go from like an opulent tower to shanty towns covered in blood.
Murder.
I mean, and then just like a very interesting use of money. I've never seen money used that way.
Shoved in the mouth as a gag.
Yeah. I mean,
Gotta
like
make sure
Game
he
of
doesn't bite his tongue off when you're beating him.
There you go.
like Game of Thrones, you can like melt the gold down and pour it on somebody's face. But like the guy can live and
spend the
pay his
money.
bills. But,
yeah, just dry it out a bit.
It is interesting.
I think of all the germs. Ugh.
Oh yeah. That's how he's gonna die via germ money.
Yeah. Cash is gross.
Cash is very gross.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And our cash is boring in the States.
Ours is at least fun and plastic. Could be washed, but it's still gross.
Like maple syrup.
Only the 50s.
But like a fun animal. Yeah. Or just digital. Everything's digital as it is anyway, so that's fine with me.
Yeah.
You guys just don't have the machine.
No, we.
I mean,
Bobbin,
we
I don't know if Bobbin really picked up on me when at Marguerite. No, you joined us at Rainforest Cafe. I think they brought us the machine. Because we were sitting at the bar. But us Canadians do not like when they take our credit cards away from us. We highly dislike it. We're like, where are you taking that? Let me just tap my card while you bring me the machine. Don't make me do math. Give me the button that I can push. Thank you very much. I don't want to math for the tip. You just hit the button, or you insert your own percentage. It'll be fine. But yeah, money is gross. All right, final thoughts on this one, on Sons of Ares 2.
I'm a fan. Like, it gave more context for Fitchner, but he went from like I am like rage and just like a cold, like I'm gonna kill a child, to like let's maybe have a plan and be a parent.
Yep.
But like in the moment where like oh, the person I've been trying to kill for the last book and killed my wife, he's dead. Okay, cool. And just like moved on.
Yeah.
I mean, I love a good revenge story, and I mean, a lot of them are like, oh, it didn't matter, the revenge wasn't worth it all along. I like a good revenge story where it's like, oh no, that person deserved it. I'm gonna have a party when they die. I prefer that.
Yeah.
Energy. But he's like, oh yeah, I should probably be a dad. That's probably more important right now. That was nice.
Yeah.
Growth.
Bobbin, any final thoughts?
I have a much less serious final thought.
Yes.
About all of the comics in general, since swears are like blacked out. I found it's enjoyable if you read it like an episode of The Good Place, and so you insert like a
Fork.
forkload of people in the boardroom of quality control. Like
I
that was
love
just my thought
that.
while I was reading today. I was just using Good
That
Place
is
rules.
perfect.
That is perfect. Because
That's
I am that person
great.
who tries to figure out what the word is. That I'm like, I think I see a K at the end.
I'm,
I think
I'm that
that's an
person that
F.
doesn't have to figure it out.
There was one, I think she says like it's like blank eater. And I was like, is that shit eater? What is that? What is that?
Yes,
Fuck
it is.
eater? Like
It is in fact. It is
it's
not.
shit eater?
It is.
It's actually
In the
shirt
graphic,
eater.
Shirt eater.
in
I
the
was gonna
graphic
say
audio
what is
version,
they swear?
they just say the word. So if you're very curious, you can just listen to that.
There you go. It'll be interesting because I don't know why they blank it out. Like it says
Yeah, it's like,
suggested
there's
for
a whole bunch
teens
of
plus. Like
blood and murder.
yeah.
But-
But if you don't know, they have listed online, but we don't have an official announcement for the omnibus of the three.
Okay.
It's currently listed, I'm going to put my book industry hat on. It's currently listed as coming out in March. I don't trust that until there's official announcement and there's cover art. We haven't seen that yet, but it is listed on a lot of major retailers' websites. So the omnibus, I believe, is coming. I firmly would believe that's coming. Just when, it would be interesting to know if we keep the lack of swears.
Yeah.
I don't remember if the
I don't know.
comics.
I think we've gone through this, and they
Have we gone through this and they did not have them?
I
Okay.
feel like we did.
But didn't oh god, didn't one of us have a copy that had the swears just there?
I
the
thought
first
it was
episode?
my. I don't know. Do they swear in the first? I'm gonna very.
I mean, speed run finding a swear.
Yeah. Someone find. It has to be in volume 1 though.
Issue 1, chapter 1.
Issue 1. Yeah. Well, it could be in any of the Bloody Dam, but I assume Bloody Dam always is.
Yeah, Bloody Dam was in
That one.
volume 2. I saw it.
I just need. Where is the word fuck? Come on, people.
My dog's being cute in the background. I'm not looking for anything.
Oh, but I'm no fucking lamb. It swears in this. So
Oh,
the
I've got that
original,
one too.
the original.
I have that one
That's-
in mine.
Oh,
Very weird for
Interesting.
That's
change.
where I just got. I have that one. Let's see. Because I know
Wonder
that.
why they added that.
okay. So
Okay, that was
that's.
the
I'm like being
Okay,
so
volume-
cautious.
issue 2. There's
Okay.
like right away.
Okay, and it's
Oh.
blacked out. Okay, so let's try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like
Is it like issue
No,
by
it's
issue?
blacked
Maybe
out.
like.
It's blacked
It
out.
is.
Yep.
Huh. So strange.
Yeah. And it says Team
This is by
Plus.
far the most controversial thing about these.
I know. It comes up a lot of people do not like that they blacked it. I don't read
Yeah,
enough
I mean-
comics to know which ones do and do not. Like, I feel like most of the
They-
other ones I own don't usually have swears in them. Like, I have V.E. Schwab's
I mean, was it?
graphic novels, and I don't think she
Yeah.
swears.
Not off the top of my head. The Steel Prince ones.
Yeah.
I can't think of any. Saga, they definitely swear in Saga.
Yeah. Interesting. We'll get to the bottom of this. It'll be interesting to see if the omnibus has it. And we'll have to see hold on. In this version of volume 1, is issue 1 have the swear like a fucking lamb is in this one. So they kept it. It's issue 2 then blacks it out. So only issue 1 got the swears.
Somebody complained.
Not about the guts and baby murder
No.
and
No.
There's no baby
mutilation
murder
of
in issue
limbs.
It's attempted Beatty murder. They kidnapped Sephiroth. It's attempt.
We're gonna turn him into put him in a blender so they can look at it.
Yeah, they
issue
wanted to
1.
dissect him. Oh, not issue 1. You're right. That's like issue 5 or something. You're right.
But weird edits.
Weird edits. We'll see what
Considering,
happens
like-
with the omnibus.
No swearing, but here's a scene where a child shoots their mother, and the mother then wraps a whip sword around her daughter's neck and kills her. But no swearing.
No swearing.
Too far.
Okay. Well, Crescent, any last thoughts? I think you're the only one who did not give.
Nope, I'm excited to finally get through Volume 3.
Yeah, now I'm wondering if I've ever done volume.
I'm partway through it. It's sitting on my nightstand.
We're so good. We're great.
It's the best. I'm
is wrong with this?
fan-fucking-tastic at the main series.
Yeah. I do have to follow up because Words and Whiskey almost 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, said, can we do volume 3 with you guys? And so I should probably follow up and be like, it's been a year and a half.
We should read it and then say yes.
and then ask them. They're not going to put up with our shenanigans, though. They've got they have full scripts when they do theirs. We're just
Ours
showing
is going to go
up
up so much sooner.
It's gonna be great. All right. Well, thank you both for joining us. Thank you everybody for listening. This has been great. Join us both anytime you wish, whether or not it's volume 3 or another time. Join us on Twitch, where Bobbin is often in our comment section. She's one of our moderators.
Yeah. Bobbin is our most frequent chatter and mod.
She is. We love
Gotta
her.
do it for the algorithm.
Do it for the algorithm.
You missed the finale of Stray Gods.
I know I didn't have enough time. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I should have just done it Thursday night because it was not as long as I was expecting it to be.
I saw that you were up
Nerds.
and then event almost immediately it was down. I was like, what? Not even at the concert yet. Yeah.
I want to check that out, but is it a standalone or is it going to be actually no, that would ruin it if you told me. Or is it a one and done thing?
I streamed it 4 times.
Yeah, but is the game gonna
7 hours
sequel?
Total. I think it's as far as I'm aware, it's a standalone game.
Always good. I've been waiting on I like Wolf Among Us. That was fantastic, but I've been waiting on the follow up for that for 6 years because that company can't catch a break.
Oh no.
And all the writers left, so that makes it hard.
Yeah.
But good
Crescent,
game.
what are you gonna stream next, Crescent? Do you know? We'll have to ask the Patreon.
Yeah. I have several hundred options.
Yeah.
I don't know. I could stream pretty much anything that somebody wants.
There you go.
Titanfall 2 campaign.
Perfect.
I could do that. I do love the hell out of that game.
All right, let us know in the comments what you want Crescent to stream. I'm in the middle of Assassin's Creed when my brain's not broken, and Sims today we were trying to figure out what different objects you can make a Sims head, because Sims just has ridiculous things that you can.
That was fun.
It was pretty great. Skulls, we discovered, is obviously the best thing. But also, what you liked the TV. Bobbin,
the TV was great.
Which got bigger. It wasn't the same size as when the TV is mounted on the wall. It became the whole house was the size of the TV. Unlike the cupcake maker that shrunk down. It was a ridiculous stream today. Yeah.
Huh.
It was an unplanned, because normally I would have played Assassin's Creed, but Taylor Swift broke my head, so I could not do Assassins. So I'll be playing it again tomorrow, which by the time this airs will have been 2 days in the past. I'll do Assassin's Creed 2 is what I'm on right now. But yeah, join us on Twitch. Follow us here on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube. If you're listening to us, wow! I can't believe we still have audio listeners at this point.
Yep.
Go follow us on YouTube. But thank you also for listening to us.
Yeah, we appreciate you
We
regardless of
appreciate
where
you.
you listen to us.
We're just shocked
But I
because
feel
I
like you're
don't think
missing
we
out
make a good. Yeah, we're way better watched. Just saying.
visually. Yeah.
There was a time at the beginning of Fade where I edited all the awkward pauses. I would make it like podcast quality. And then I went, nah, we're a YouTube chat show that happens to have the audio. I
mean,
gave
there's
up
too many
that
redheads
editing.
for people to watch it. You know, that's just too many on
Yeah,
screen.
there's a lot of lack of souls on this one. So,
Yeah, no one wants to watch that.
no. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. And have a good night. Hey everybody, Skipper of the Future here. We forgot to mention that January and February we have some very exciting episodes coming up. Sylvain Nouvel will be joining us. He is the author of Themis Files and Take Them to the Stars, which is above me. There it is. So in January, please, he will be joining us just to talk Themis Files, starting with Sleeping Giants. It will be full spoilers for this series, so we recommend reading it. We actually recommend getting it on audiobook. It has won countless awards for the audiobooks. All of his books have. It's the best way to consume them, but I recommend getting your hands on it no matter what. So January will be full spoiler, just of Themis Files. You will not have to have read any of the rest of them. February will be of Take Them to the Stars, which starts with the history of what comes next. You will have full spoilers for that one, but it means you don't have to have read Themis Files. So that's your homework for right now. Come March, we will do a full interview with him that will spoil everything. So you have all the way till March to read the test and listen to No Kindness Too Soon, which is an Audible exclusive. So we say audiobooks is the best way to do it. This man is hilarious. He's a good friend of mine. He is a great drunken time, so we will have alcohol with him, I am sure. But yeah, get your hands on that. That is your assignment before January. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.